good afternoon, family. Good afternoon. Welcome to Midday with LaJun and Valora. God bless you guys. Thank you so much for coming on and joining in with us on this beautiful afternoon. We are super excited, amen, to be back with you guys and just to tell you more about what happened over the weekend. And I tell you, one suddenly can change your life forever. Amen. And so we're blessed about, and I tell you, just amazing things that have happened over this past weekend, and the different testimonies just have been truly amazing. So thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for your prayers. Your prayers certainly avail much. Amen. So we are excited. Hello. Yes, God bless you guys. Just amazing about what God is doing. So as you come on, please share the broadcast for us, please invite your followers to join in and invite some other people to come on with us. So God bless you guys. Just a charger. Yes, absolutely. One suddenly can change your life forever.
Amen. Well, listen, I was sitting here drinking. My wife got this special punch made. And for once in the last couple of months, I am not fasting today.
Yes.
And so we're excited. I want to take a moment and just say hello to everybody and let everybody know how much we appreciate you guys. And just thank you for everybody who supported. Many of you came, hundreds of you came. And not only did you come, many of you sowed seeds to help us to be able to be a blessing to people and to minister to people. So whether it was the marketplace luncheon, whether it was the day sessions, the night sessions, you guys did a tremendous job in helping us to do what we did. And I wanted to make sure I told you guys thank you. We told you guys thank you, because we could not have done it without our Suddenly family, both far and near. And so that means a lot. And then it was amazing to have our Contagious Church relaunch, and that was tremendous as well. I mean, it was an amazing time. And I wanna. We have a couple of people in the audience today, and somebody said, "I'm still tired after this weekend." Marcus, man, that's funny.
Yeah.
And Nellie Chanel, we had a great time with you as well. Thank you so much. It was amazing. Yeah. Somebody said it was life-changing. I watched Sunday's service 3 times. Wow, Trina Pope, that's amazing. That is literally amazing. I want to bring somebody on, if they don't mind. I'm gonna let her come and say hello to you guys. Come on, you can sit right here. I think you can be in the shot if you sit there. And this is my daddy's girl, and everybody knows my daddy's girl, Dawn. And I just wanted her to have opportunity. She has been here a couple times, but hadn't had the opportunity to be on a live scope with us. So I wanted to say, let her have an opportunity to just share with you what the Global Mega Suddenly was for her, and how it impacted her, and how it, how it just ministered to her. Amen.
It was, first I love Mama and Papa Valora, Papa Valora and LaJun. I love them so much. They have been such a blessing to my life. And being at the Suddenly conference was really amazing for me. It really blessed me mentally, emotionally, and most of all spiritually. God spoke to me in a powerful way, and He really ministered to my heart, things that I had been talking to the Lord about. Each speaker in some way touched on something that only God knew about in secret, things that I had been secretly seeking the Lord about, asking for direction. And then just, one thing I love about the Coles, and I call Papa LaJun and Mama Valora, I'll get it right this time, is that what you see on the scope is what you see in person. They are who they are. And sometimes that's not always the case, but I'm so grateful that they are genuine and authentic people of God and men and women of God, and they love the people of God so much. And I'm I'm so grateful for that. But for the conference, it really was just something that was wonderful to see so many people from so many different places. People that I've seen on the scopes and seen on Facebook, but mostly on Periscope because I'm on there the most, and just got to meet people in person and know them by their handles, but get to meet them actually in person. I got to meet Lady Simone, I got to meet Suddenly Avalanche, like just those people, and I'm just so grateful. And probably more that I don't even realize that I met, but it was just such a blessing, and I'm just so grateful to have connected with so many different people and love on them, and I just can't wait for the great things that God is doing in my life. I'm looking for my Suddenlies. I know they're coming soon, and I know they're probably just around the corner, but I'm so grateful for having had the opportunity to have been here. I know that it has changed my life in a powerful way.
Wow. You know, that for us means everything because, you know, ministry is a lot of work that goes into ministry. And, you know, sometimes when you're doing meetings and conferences, you know, you really never know who's going to show up, but you just have to trust God. Mm-hmm. And when this is a testimony for some of you we were at the Suddenly family reunion, and one of the ladies, a couple people gave testimonies of how they had gotten healed at the, you know, at like last year's conference. One person said they got healed at last year's conference, and then somebody else was sharing that God, I mean, it was so many people that just said God literally made a way out of nowhere and told them to go. Like one lady said, God told her to go to the airport. And so I'm like, my God, she may be on here. She says, God told me to go to the airport and the ticket would be waiting on me at the airport. And I'm like, who does that? I mean, who obeyed? One, who does God speak to like that? Then two, who actually would obey something like that? She says she heard God say, get up, pack a bag, go to the airport. She gets up, packs a bag, and goes to the airport. And as a result, she gets there, buys a ticket, gets on a flight, comes to Tampa, registers for all the sessions, and is just tremendously blessed. Yes. And so, I mean, stories like that just literally blow me away. I'm like, my God. Mm-hmm. And so God literally, so my point in that is that for you guys who God has told you to do something and you've hesitated or procrastinated because you sometimes are challenged with not knowing whether or not it's God, not knowing whether or not it's going to work, not knowing whether or not it's going to happen or whatever the case may be. Brother, let me tell you something. When God says do it, TJ just woke up, y'all. When God says do it, you got to do it. Let me tell you why you got to do it. Because somebody's life hangs in the balance. What if we had not obeyed God and did what God said do when He said do it? Then what if we're not? And then sometimes we cannot be consistent or not faithful. Mm-hmm. And so if we've not been consistent or faithful, then people would just not have, we wouldn't have had it. But people's lives were impacted. Mm-hmm. And even in the relaunch, we're relaunching, and in the relaunch, God said we couldn't stay small. That's what Apostle John said. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, my God, I mean, so we went from one location to 4 locations in just no time at all, just based on one prophetic word. Right. And so one sudden word, one sudden prophetic word, one sudden deliverance, one sudden healing, one sudden whatever can literally change your life forever. Yes. That one word, you can't stay small, literally changed our life forever, Yes.
Someone was saying that they got healed on Friday night as Apostle John was ministering. And sometimes being in an environment, being in the place, one of the things, even as you were saying, when God ordains it, He blesses it. And so there is something that happens when we all come together, as we've been saying, the power of unity, coming together with the same heart, with the same mind, with the same focus, and that is to receive of God. And some people, they pressed. I mean, they pressed their way, they sacrificed. It was just like, I know I've got to get there. There was a couple that said, the wife was saying, she really felt that she needed to, they needed to go as a family, and her husband was really hesitant about it. And so, she just prayed about it. She said, God, I know what you said to me. And I think 1 or 2 days later, he said, we're going to take a vacation, and we're going to Florida. We're going to Tampa, and we're going to go to the conference. And God really, highlighted them, blessed their entire family. It's out of obedience. I remember and I think I told a couple of people about it. Last week we had been experiencing some rain, major rain here in the area. And so I looked at the 7-day forecast, and the 7-day forecast actually said it was like a 70-80% chance of rain for the entire weekend of last weekend during the conference. And as I looked at that, I was like, oh my goodness. And God immediately said, he said, I'm in control of the weather, and I'll give you a new weather report. And so I'm telling you, it blew my mind. And even as a couple other people were saying it was supposed to rain, the entire weekend, but God supernaturally turned that thing around, and he gave us a new weather report. It did not even, I think it rained a little bit on Thursday, but it was nothing. Compared to what it was supposed to be and what the meteorologist said that it would be. And according to the pattern of what was going on, it should have rained the entire weekend. But God said, I'm in control of the weather, and I'll give you a new weather report. And I tell you, it was sunny, it was bright, and it was beautiful. Absolutely.
Wow.
Papa LaJun, if I could say something, I know that for me this past week coming here was a major sacrifice for me to come here, and you all know that I've been having some difficulties. In the past year has been a trial for me. But in the past several weeks, I've been really having some difficulty struggling, and I'll just be a little transparent, but struggling a little bit. And only God knows the difficulties that I've been having. Some people know, you all know, but only God really knows what's been going on in my heart. And when I came here, I was, doing different errands and doing things, and I really wanted to help. I really wanted to bless you all, and just to try to be a help in any way that I could, because it's meant so much to me to be connected with your ministry and just to be connected with what you were doing, because the Midnight Cries and now the Midnight Fire, it has just blessed my life so tremendously. And, I didn't say anything to anybody about what was happening, for the most part, about the sacrifices that were going to come. But I knew that for me, emotionally and mentally, I had to be here. I just had to come. And Mama Shireen, she said to me, just out of the blue, one day we were talking, we were just in the car sitting, and she said to me, and if I hadn't come, I wouldn't have got this, God wouldn't have ministered to me. She said, God knows the sacrifices that you've made, and he has said he is on a mission to prove to you how good of a God he is. It is his mission to prove to you that he is a good father and that he is good, and he wants to wow you. If I hadn't to made the sacrifice to come, I wouldn't have got that word from her. I wouldn't have got something that only God knew that I needed to hear. So, when you're nervous or afraid or worried about whether you should do it, just do it. Nike thinks they got a revelation, but they didn't just get a revelation. Sometimes you just gotta do it. You gotta jump in there and just wait to see what God will do, because he really does want to bless you. He wants to bless your life. And when he has these things, they're not just movements, they're just not catchy phrases, they're things that can change the momentum of your life. And I know that me just hearing the word, it really has caught fire in my soul and my spirit, and it has allowed God to start doing things in my life that probably would not have happened had I not been listening and listening for it and caught hold of it. Right.
Absolutely. I tell you, God just continues to prove himself and to let people know, he's not forgotten you. And he's going to do exactly what his word has declared, over your lives. And so as you all begin to see and begin to walk with us through this journey of birthing this global mega suddenly, and it was so much more than really what we actually thought. And God, exceeded our expectations, with the with the luncheons, the marketplace, and with also the ministry luncheon. It was just totally amazing. So many people, so many testimonies. And one of the things we want to say is those, are available to you if that's something you're interested in learning more about, as far as the CDs. The services are available to you as well. They'll certainly be up on our website, so you can certainly take part in that. We'll get that up and running and ready and available for you guys. But it's just just amazing, because one of the things that was really we felt that God was saying through my husband is we didn't want just people to have just a spiritual experience, but that the information that they received, they could immediately apply it to their life. That they immediately, just coming into that atmosphere, they can immediately see the manifestation of God's word, coming to pass in their life, whether it was healing, whether it was deliverance, whether it was breakthrough, whether it was a divine connection. God, and that's what we felt, and that's what we knew, and that's what we experienced. We experienced the power of God, the true power of God, the manifestation of his word. And so just really getting a chance to love on you guys, to really meet you in person, I tell you, it was priceless.
Amen. I was reading, I thought about it, and I was in chapter 2, talking about the God of the suddenly is coming to your house today. And that's page 7 and 8. Many of you have the book. But I began to look at the thought about how one suddenly can literally change your life. And I looked at the woman with the issue of blood. Chapter 2 really deals with that. It deals with how Jesus was on his way to Jairus' house, and all of a sudden one with the issue of blood interrupted him on his journey. And so, I mean, just that one moment in time, that one encounter with the Messiah, that one time of encountering him literally changed her life. For 12 years, she had been going through some things. And so we found people this weekend who have been going through different things in their life. I mean, just really, really challenging situations. And all of a sudden, God suddenly interrupts their challenge, their storm, their problem, and he begins to minister to them. And so it begins to then deliver them, to heal them, set them free. And so I was really, really excited about that. And just seeing God do amazing things. When I began to look at the text, and let me see if I can find the scripture. Here we go. Let's look at this one. Let's look at, that's a long one. Matthew, so was that Leviticus? Let me go. I'm trying to find a shorter version of the story, because it just depends on the version. Okay, let's look at this one. And it said, a certain woman had a hemorrhage for 12 years and had suffered much under many physicians, and had spent all that she had and was nothing better, but rather grew worse. When she had heard of Jesus, came in the crowd behind him and touched his garment. For she said, if I may touch but his garment, I shall be healed. And immediately, we know immediately, straightway, are synonyms for, and abruptly. There's a couple other ones that we found out lately that are synonyms for suddenly. And so her hemorrhage dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of the affliction. At once Jesus knew within himself that the power had gone out of him. He turned around in the crowd and said, who touched my garments? His disciples said to him, you see the crowd pressing about you, and you ask, who touched me? And he looked around about to see her who had done it. But the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what had happened to her, came and fell down before him and told him the entire truth. And he said to her, daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be whole of your affliction. And so when I look at it, that was again page 8, 9, and 10 in chapter 2 of Sudden Breakthrough, which is our new book. It was really great having even Apostle Eckhart there, and he was able to sign some of these copies as well. And so to have all three of our signatures on a copy, I know that those books are going to be worth millions of dollars one day. I'm decreeing it. Amen.
Yes.
But
yes.
I really believe that God is going to do amazing things. If you have not gotten a copy of Sudden Breakthrough, you want to make sure you get a copy of it. And then it'll be available on Amazon, a couple other places. So I'm going to need some of you that have copies of it. And I'll actually set up another not an email list, but I want to set up a team who's going to help me and who believes in who we are and what we do. And the book has been a blessing to you. And we'll set up a launch team basically for the book. And so if those of you who will help, I'm going to actually set that up so you can actually join that launch team. And that would really, really be amazing. Yes, for us as having reviews on Amazon, and then having not just reviews on Amazon, but also if you would help us to let people know about it as it becomes available for pre-order, and then for the actual orders, it would really mean a lot to us. And so I'm really, really. Somebody said I haven't read mine yet. #1 bestseller. We received that. Amen. We really, really received that, and we believe that. We believe it's going to be a bestseller. And so yes, you can get it on our website. And that's going to be amazing. Now, another thing I want to mention to you guys real quick. Let me look down. Yep, there it is. We're doing the Spiritual Warfare Academy. And so this is something we're really, really excited about. We're going to have a new book that we're going to do that's kind of in alignment with the Spiritual Warfare Academy. And it's going to be called the Spiritual Combat Operations Guide. And so you can get the course, you can get the course itself, the Spiritual Combat Operations Guide, the Warfare CD, and then the Breakthrough Oil. And you can get all those for that bundle price, or you can just get the $49 for the class. And I think my wife has all the information on how many weeks it's going to be, or how many days, and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be 3 days, okay. And so I think that'll be a phenomenal piece. Training in what are the 3 areas we're going to train in?
Well, it's going to, of course, be spiritual warfare, and included in that is just really understanding the different types of demonic forces that you would contend with, some things that your family has contended with, even in your business, things that come against you, how to really identify those different things, and then the tools necessary to overcome and destroy those different principalities, understanding the different levels of warfare, because we think warfare, we just think, okay, well, that somebody, the enemy is attacking my life or my family, but there are 6 different levels of warfare that we're going to talk about and really dig deep into. We're going to really go deep into the prophetic, not just say, surface of what it is, but really identifying how to understand the spirit of prophecy, the gift of prophecy, and even the office of the prophet, because they're all distinct, they're all different, and they all carry a different amount of authority. And so understanding that, really looking at prophetic intercession, very, very key, very important. That's one of the things that Apostle John was saying to us, that, because a lot of times people don't really understand prophetic intercession. And so really digging deep into that, going into different areas of intercession, what that looks like, taking that to the next level. So it's going to be amazing. Really equipping and empowering for the next level. I know we've done some things on prayer and intercession before, but we're really taking it to the next level with the Spiritual Warfare Academy.
And Judith Rosenberg, yes, you will be able to purchase both MP4s, MP3s, CDs, and DVDs. And so they should have all of that. They got the CDs on the website now, but if you want them in a and I think you should be able to download the MP3s within the next day or two.
Yes.
Same thing with the MP4s, which is an actual video format. And so we have those coming, and we're also going to have help me out, the MP4s. Yep, I think I said
Renee
that.
Miller, inbox me. Inbox us on LaJun and Valora, and so we'll make sure that that's you get what you need for that.
Absolutely. Well, yes, ma'am. Oh, yeah, you can. Come on, Apostle Reggie. I want you to be able to say hello to the people. Dawn says, you want me to get out of here now? She's so sweet. She worked so hard this weekend. And let me say this, everybody that came, and you guys worked hard to help us to do what we were called to do. I really appreciate that. It really meant a lot. But this is that flyer. I'm going to post this flyer sometime today, September 20th and 22nd. Then we have suddenly, my wife is actually, she's going to be you're going to be praying with Michelle McLean in her Chosen Conference.
Yes, yes.
I think you'll be there that Saturday morning.
Yes.
And then another thing we're doing is, I think it's the 9th, we're going to have a night of worship and prayer and prophetic the 7th in Charlotte. And then the 9th, is it the 9th that we're relaunching? Yep, and so the 9th of September we're relaunching, and then of course then the weekend after that is the second weekend, which we're going to relaunch Tallahassee, and so I'm really excited about what we're doing there. We're going to have another Super Sunday here in Tampa, the first Sunday in September. So the first weekend in September is Tampa, second weekend in September is Charlotte, third weekend in September we're doing Friday nights basically. Friday night, Saturday mornings we'll be in Tallahassee. And then after that, we will be in will be here for the Spiritual Warfare Academy. Then after that, I think the next thing we're doing, the first weekend in October, we're doing a suddenly in Indianapolis. Then the second weekend in October, we're going to be doing something with Apostle Keith, Dr. Keith Johnson, with his Accelerate Conference. And then that Friday night and Saturday afternoon, we'll be with in Columbus, Georgia, with Apostle Howell. And then the weekend after that, which is the third weekend, we will be in Little Rock. We're doing a Little Rock suddenly with JoJo Dawson. And then the fourth weekend in October, we will be in Trinidad doing a Trinidad suddenly. And so we're taking a couple of weeks off, and then we're going to hit it hard again and make it happen. And we thank God for you guys that are really, really standing with us. So make sure you go and register for that Spiritual Warfare Academy. It's going to be amazing. Again, September 20th and 22nd. And I really believe that, I'm sorry?
Yeah, 20th through the 22nd.
Yeah, 20th through the 22nd. Okay. When are we coming back to Atlanta? We are in Indianapolis, and we're in Trinidad. We're going to be in Trinidad. I think we're going to be in Port of Spain this time. And in Indianapolis, we're coming to Indianapolis the first weekend in August, and we're coming to Charlotte the 9th and 10th of September. 9th, 10th, it's 7th, 8th, and 9th. 7th, 8th, and 9th is when we're coming to Charlotte. Tell us, Apostle. Now, Apostle, you got ordained this weekend as an apostle. You and the wife as a prophet. And then we're getting ready to launch you into another dimension of the ministry you've always known was inside of you. How did this weekend impact you?
Well, it definitely, I'm just so encouraged and so blessed to be first and foremost with two of my most favorite people. The Coles are beautiful spirit, and as was stated earlier, they are exactly how they are on screen in real life. And so it's just a blessing to be able to do business with them, do life with them. And I'm excited because, my spirit is just stirred. I'm still digesting everything that transpired. The atmosphere in the global mega summit was amazing. We got an opportunity to hear Apostle John Eckhart speak on yesterday, and it was amazing. I'm just so excited. Great things are coming to Charlotte. Great things are coming and are ahead for Contagious Churches, and God is just expanding and moving mightily. So we love the vision. We see it. We have embraced it. And we want to see God do great and mighty things concerning us.
Amen. You guys, this was your first mega suddenly. It was not mega suddenly, but this is your first, because you guys helped to do what we did in Charlotte earlier in the year in March with the suddenly. But I mean, you guys weren't in Atlanta last year, but so you don't necessarily have a comparison. But I really felt like the glory and the power and excellence and everything we did this year, God took it to another level on this year as compared to last year. And so I'm really excited about what he's doing. I'm excited about how he's doing it. And I'm excited about what he's getting ready to do, because I really believe that there's going to be tremendous acceleration. Amen?
Amen.
Yeah. Somebody said, congratulations on the Contagious Church launch. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
I tell you, it's like we birthed two babies, three.
Mm-hmm.
3 babies at the same time. So,
yeah, we had Sudden Breakthrough that was being launched. Then we had, of course, we had Contagious Church.
Contagious Church.
Or Contagious Churches.
Yes.
And then the Global Mega Suddenly.
Yes.
So all 3 of those being birthed at the same time. It was huge. It was really, really huge. Yep.
Has anybody ever had triplets?
Yeah. So we're going to get out of first. See, Kim, we love you too. So we're not going to stay on here long. Were you going to say something? Oh, okay. Shannika's like, no, I'm not saying nothing. She's going to come by and wave. Come on, just say hello to him, Shannika. Shannika was ordained yesterday as well. Yeah, come over a little closer. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you, Shannika.
No? Oh, there I go.
There you go. Yeah. So she want to have an opportunity to say hello to you guys. And again, we just, we're really believing God for some amazing stuff. Yeah, Rika was really, really awesome. Let me see. Thanks for those who shared snippets on Periscope over the weekend. Yes. And yep, and there's the little man. There's TJ. He's amazing. He is an amazing young man. And so, but listen, we're gonna get that. Okay. We were looking through your order and get us in. Boy, look at the conjure. She is working already. Cannot wait to see us in Trinidad. Thank you, Sarah. Make sure you inbox us. You're on Periscope. Make sure you inbox us, because we want to help. We want to continue to build a coalition and family there to get the word out and let people know. And I really believe it's going to really, really be amazing. Agape, here's the garbage man. So he's so tough, y'all. He's like this tall, but he's the toughest one in the house. Wow. Yeah, we would have loved for you to have been here too. See you soon. Where you going to Indianapolis? We're going to Indianapolis in Indiana. We're going to be in Indianapolis. Yeah, first weekend in October. So we'll get that out. Let me know if you need me to do some California location hunting. You know, we do, Lady Simone. We need to give us a call later or inbox us so we can talk about that, because we do need locations in California. I know that Shamia has been working on that, but we have not necessarily locked down anything in that area, and so we do need to do something in California. My wife's been talking about taking a trip there anyway, so
yes.
I'm really excited. Yeah, she wants to go to LA, and we're gonna go. Michelle J. Miller, hey, that's our sister. We love her so much. She was tremendous. She said something during the luncheon, which really impacted me.
I
thought about
to get that.
Yeah, she said this during the luncheon. She said it is an indictment against you, or it's a shame on you, or it's basically a letdown if you have all of the wisdom, all the ideas, all the creativity inside of you that you do, and then you decide not to do what's necessary to protect all of that stuff. She said that's shame on you. You should be protecting the stuff, the ideas, the creativity, the vision that God has given you. And I thought about that. I said, man, that's tremendously amazing. Even as she was saying that, so I'm believing God that many businesses are going to be birthed, and God's going to just do tremendous things out of this whole process as we go forth and as we accomplish what God has called for us to accomplish. Amen.
Amen.
So we love you. Yep. Okay, Donald, you're going to get it. Wow. Yep. Wow, that's Audrey. Okay, yeah. Audrey was asking us to pray because she was saying she's in a job that seems like a dead end. But you know, I'm convinced that whenever something looks like a dead end, God will mess around and take you off the job
yes.
and literally birth you, and you'll start your own business. So that's the thing I want to see. Yes, you can. If you register for the Marketplace Luncheon online,
yes.
can you view the replay? You can.
Yes. Absolutely.
We'll make sure you get to see the replay. And again, we're going to have all those videos so you guys can download the videos and also the audio. So we just want you to know we love you. We bless you. We thank God for you. We're excited about what the direction God is going. Those who want to connect with us with the Spiritual Warfare Academy, it's something new we're doing. We've done something we called in the past a gladiator camp, but we're going to change some things and do something I think pretty much different. We've learned some things, and that's the thing that that you learn. After over a period of time, you learn some things, and you learn different things, and you learn more. No class that I've ever taught has ever been the same the next year, because we've learned some stuff that we didn't know. And so we've learned some deeper things and some more in-depth things and some more. And then the more you have experience, the more you learn how to do the things that are necessary to be done in a way that there's anointings that we're moving in now that we didn't move in before, because God has given us a deeper understanding of things and even deeper understanding of how to deal with regional principalities. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about those 6 levels of spiritual warfare and what we're really experiencing, so that you can not let the enemy get you caught up on one level when you really are called to operate at other levels. But if you don't get past that small stuff, that you don't even know that the enemy is just sending smoke screens to you. And when I was in the military, I was a combat engineer. We did minefield warfare. And so with minefield warfare, there are what's called point mines, and then there are tactical minefields, and we have point minefields, tactical minefields, we got scatterable minefields. So you got all these different kind of minefields. The point minefields were minefields that the enemy in place, like way in our territory. And so they would put them at intersections. They put them at other places. Now they use a lot of IEDs and things like that they just drop off in the middle of the road, and then you end up getting your leg blown off or whatever because you touched it. You rode by it. Your vehicle blew up as you were dealing with it. Then you had tactical minefields, and these are minefields that stop you from going to certain places. They put them in the midst of a valley, so you can't go straight through the valley. And then they expecting you to go around the side, and they already got a shot lined up to be able to take you out when you come around the side. Or if you even try to breach the obstacle and try to come through the middle of it, they already got shot. They already got people that are prepared. Artillery is prepared to take you out. Direct fire is prepared to take you out. And so the enemy always has a strategy to take you out. And that's what we would do. We would deal with strategy. So one of the things that I know that we have a strength in is strategy, and knowing when the enemy is going to attack, knowing the tactics of the enemy, being able to show God's people the tactics of the enemy before the enemy attacks, so that you don't get in the midst of a minefield and then all of a sudden he hits you again in and you die in a place that you were never destined to die. You die in a place where you should be fulfilling purpose, but all of a sudden the enemy has got you taken out. So that's what the Spiritual Warfare Academy is all about. And then teaching you how to pray effectively. And these are different type prayers, even than what we've taught in the past, but how to really target prayers and how to really target them. In the past, we've taught more general things, but now we want to teach you how to specifically target your prayers to produce breakthrough in certain areas of your life that you had not necessarily understood strategy and how to target in the past. And so we'll look at that, and then we'll even deal with things, as far as the prophetic is concerned, because there's some things that we've learned in that and deeper depths that we've gone into, being able to really tap into some new dimensions in this thing. And so I'm really excited about it, and looking forward to being able to train and minister to you guys. And I see a few people that said that they're really tapping into it, and they're ready to tap into it. So anyway, and you can. Somebody said they wish they can do it. No, you can. You'll be able to get it. You'll be able to get it. It's going to be good. You're going to be able to. Everything, listen, you don't have to ever wish with God. You can always, the one couple said God suddenly, released the suddenly for them. Another couple said the lady said she went to the airport, and when she got there, God just told her to go to the airport. She got to take another two young ladies drove from Texas. They literally drove 16 hours from Texas because God told them they needed to be here. And so they got in the car and drove 16 hours. So where there's a will and a determination, there's always a way, and God will make a way for us. Amen?
Absolutely. Because most of those suddenlies that we read about and we talk about, they were seeking God. They were desperate for him. They were like, I got to get to you, God. I'm crying out, So they went to Jesus, and he met them at the point of their need. And so exactly what they were believing him for, he did just that suddenly.
Wow. Well, listen, I wish we did too, Marcus. If we had it, that would be really good to have had a photo of all of us from the Global Mega Southern. That would have been amazing. Next time we'll do that. We'll make sure, Marcus, that's a part of your job next year. You make sure that we know we need to get a picture before we leave, man. Yes. Everybody crowd around the altar, and we get a photo before we leave. And so, DJ was like, yeah. He's so sweet. Well, listen, we love you guys. We're going to get out of here. Thank you all so much. That was the main reason we wanted to come on today, was to come on and let you guys know that we really appreciate each and every one of you. It was just tremendously amazing. It was tremendously, the grace of God was there. I see our sister Kimberly McNutt, she just joined, and she was saying, one of the things she said she saw the purity and the holiness and other things that when, and just the anointing, and even Apostle John was really impressed and really excited because of just the anointing, and even all of our global speakers. We said we can't have a global meeting without having global speakers. And so it was really great to have them there and be able to spend time with some of our friends. I hadn't seen Apostle Samuel. We had seen him last year, and the same thing with Apostle Andy. He came to right before the July meeting last year. He came to a round table, and so that was really good to be able to see them again. And so just some of our amazing friends from literally around the world. We hadn't seen even Lisa Belgrade from Trinidad. We hadn't seen her in probably about a year, since we were in Trinidad last year in July. So that was a really good thing to be able to see her and hang out with her. So again, we just want you to know that we love you and we bless you. And Lola Kabaya, she tore the house up. Amen. We're so excited. And we're going to do some leadership and some marketing and some millennial webinars pretty soon. And I'm excited about those too.
Amen.
Yeah.
One of the things that happened at the end of the conference during our beach barbecue, one of the ladies had said she wanted to be baptized, and she had never been baptized. And so we said, we'll do it. We're right there on the beach. And as we were preparing to baptize her, 9 other people got baptized.
So 10 people got baptized.
10 people. It was an amazing, I tell you, God just really, he really poured his spirit out, and it was just unbelievable. It's just indescribable as to what happened, during that baptism as we were on the beach. And then all of a sudden, we didn't even see it coming. We don't know we know which way it came from, but we didn't even see it. And when we looked up, there was a ship coming in. There was a huge ship that was coming down the harbor or whatever. so it just began to blow, you know, the horn. And I tell you, we just began to rejoice because our ship had come in, and it was just a defining moment in so many lives. Yeah.
Amen. Yep. So we'll get all those dates out. Pam Gladden, we're going to get those dates out for you. And again, really tremendously excited. And so we're looking for, when is Little Rock? It's the third weekend in October. It's going to be Little Rock. And so I'm believing God for some amazing things there in Little Rock. And it's gonna be tremendously amazing. So we love you guys. We're gonna get out of here. Anything else before we go, Apostle?
No, sir. No, sir.
Yeah. You excited for Charlotte?
Absolutely.
Yeah. A lot of people have been calling and saying that they want to connect with us in Charlotte.
Yes.
So I really believe the Contagious Church Charlotte is going to be tremendous, and it's gonna be amazing. Yeah, we love you too, Sarah. Sarah, we love you, and we're looking forward to seeing you in Trinidad. The fourth weekend in October. So it's going to be amazing. It's going to be tremendous. And so we love you, and we're getting out of here.
God bless. Bye-bye.
Oh, well, I mean, let me say what Renee said, because when I saw her, it just blessed me. Renee Bircher. She's been dealing with a medical issue that's kept me housebound for several months. But God said, make it to the conference. I put on extra bandages and was there. And at the conference, I didn't feel any pain from my wound. God is amazing. It was an awesome time. Yeah, that meant something to us, because she's a member of our church, really faithful before she started going through those medical situations. And she had been faithful, for years. And so all of a sudden, she, that's sometimes you have a bad suddenly, And so that wasn't good. And so she went through that process. And, so she's not really been there. So when I looked up and saw her on Friday night, I looked out and saw her, and I'm like, my God, that's a miracle, because she hadn't been out of the house, and she looked good. And so that was just a blessing. Amen. Yes, that was really a blessing. Wow. Yep. We're getting out of here. We love you.
Love you guys.
And we'll talk with you soon.
And get some more rest.
Yes. I need a whole lot. I'll be back in shape.
And we just gave birth to triplets. We need some rest.
Recovery time.
We'll be back in shape in the next couple of days. And so we'll make it happen. We love you guys.
Love you. Bye-bye.